I am making what is a buffalo chicken kind of sloppy Joe slider situation. It's using Frank's Red Hot Sauce and Hidden Valley Ranch and crumbled blue cheese and cream cheese. It is a very simple recipe, which is why I personally like to take things to potluck that I can just kind of throw together in a quick amount of time, because who has time these days? So to start, it calls for 2 cups of chicken. I have played around with a couple of different kinds of chicken. You can use a rotisserie chicken that you can get at like Costco or Whole Foods or wherever, and just pick all of the meat off the bones and chop it up kind of finely, because the idea is that it's shredded sort of similarly to like a buffalo chicken slider situation. What I've found to be the quickest and maybe grossest method is canned chicken. Just make sure that you drain all of the liquid out of the chicken in the can. You'll take 2 of the cans, place it into the bowl. So this is 2 cups of chicken. You'll put it into a larger bowl. Then you take the ranch, and it is a 1/2 cup of ranch dressing. I do prefer Hidden Valley over any of the other ranches just because the seasoning's super yummy. And sometimes if you get too heady about it, the ranch just goes weird and then it doesn't taste super delicious. Next up would be the Frank's Red Hot Sauce. It is also a 1/2 cup, so it's easy to remember. Oh, I'm not gonna do that, that's not efficient. Okay, 1/2 cup here. Into the bowl. Yeah, that's what I need. A tiny spatula. Thank you. Also, all the while you're doing this part, make sure that you've preheated your oven to 350 degrees so that you don't have to do it once it's all made. Okie dokes. There's that. And then you're going to use 1 cup. It's just one of these guys. That, like I said, this is like almost a foolproof exercise. You can't really mess it up because it's just a bunch of saucy things in a bowl that then you cook and it is delicious. Okay, let's see. How many? Oh, I don't have anything memorized except for strangely song lyrics that I can't get out of my mind. If I could get those out of my brain, I feel like I would have a lot of space for a lot of other things. Okay, so a 1/2 cup of blue cheese crumbles into the bowl as well. And then all you do is just mix this all together, which is fine and easy and kind of gnarly, but just make sure that it all gets mixed together. It is not going to look delicious until it gets baked, so don't freak out at the color because it's not very pretty. Stir, 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 mix, mix, mix. And I have to say that this is one of the biggest hits at the table. You can use it as a dip. You can put it on little slider buns like I do. You can use it with veggies. You can use it with corn chips. It's very, very versatile, surprisingly so. Okay, getting there. And it's actually okay if it's not totally mixed together because it's kind of a nice surprise when you get a bite of just cheese.
Surprise!
Surprise bite of cheese. Okay. So once it's mixed, then you're going to put it into a shallow baking dish of your choice. I like to choose the dish that I'm going to also transport it in, so I've chosen this little guy. But you can do it in a little casserole dish if that's what you've got. It can be glass, it can be tin, whatever you have. Okay, Now into the baking dish, and you just spread it out along the bottom. Make it even. And if you see any blobs, this is another time that you can kind of zhuzh that around. All very technical, of course. Okay, so just take up all of the area of the pan, make it somewhat even. Okay, I like, at this point, it doesn't call for this in the recipe, but I do like to put a little bit of crumble on top. Oh, that's a good sound. The audience member likes. Okay, so you just crumble that on top a little bit. Okie dokes. And then it's gonna go into the oven for 20 minutes. Simple. Okay, so while that is happening, we will do some veggie slicing, and also we're gonna warm up the buns a little bit. So I like to put a tiny spread of any type of mayo. This is Kewpie mayo, but you don't have to use Kewpie. You can use whatever you want. So you'll take these little Hawaiian rolls, and then you can cut it open, just like so. So it looks like a little Pac-Man. And then you'll just take the tiniest touch of mayo, and you can spread that there. And then you'll put these on a little skillet. There we go. This is what the buns will look like. A little bit of browning, not burned, just a little toasty. And then you can put them in a separate container so that when it's time to hit the road, they have their own little home. So this is a dip or a little recipe that I would take to like a football game day gathering. It's a little bit easier, in my opinion, than, say, making chicken wings, but it's the same general idea. And it's a hit amongst all food eaters. I even made this once as a vegetarian dish for a friend of mine with the jackfruit rather than chicken. And it didn't taste great to me, but it tasted great to them. And so that way it was a little bit more inclusive. We'll just keep cutting some accoutrement. I have just carrots and celery from the market. This is from a farm called Tutti Frutti. It is an organic farm in California. I like to kind of go lowbrow on the chicken bit and highbrow on the veggie bit, because I think good veggies make all the difference. Okay, so we cut the vegetables, we toasted the buns, the mixture has been baking for 20 minutes. I'm just about to pull it out of the oven, and then we're gonna give it a little quick stir. Okie doke. So, now you stir to make sure it's all mixed in. Yeah, looks, yep, this looks sloppy. All right, that's it. So you can add green onion to the top, you can add more blue cheese crumble. You can just do whatever it is that feels good to you.
Tasty boy. Tasty boy.
Are you ready? Because it's just out of the oven.
What is this?
This is the buffalo chicken slider sloppy joe situation. Oh, thank you. Do you want a palate cleanser celery?
Chris loves celery.
I know this is not your fault. It's the worst piece of celery I've ever had in my
It's
entire
real
life.
celery, that's why. It's actually good. It's sweet.
I really enjoy that.
Good.
This is your submission for the recipe club.
This is my submission.
Is this the proper filling to sandwich ratio, you think?
I think so. You would have more?
I'm not allowed to say anything until we get into the podcast.
Oh, gross.
We should also.
I'm sorry. I don't know.
What's up with the celery,
It was
man?
me. I picked it. Don't be mad at him. He got store-bought celery. I'll cut that instead and bring it.
What do you mean this is not store-bought?
This is from the
She grew
market.
it.
From the farmer's market?
Yeah.
What's wrong with it? It's so stringy.
Do you not have strong teeth?
I kind of don't. I wish you hadn't just put me on blast in front of everybody.
You break it up like little pieces of chocolate.
Hey, it's me, Chris.
Because to me it's very
Captain Weak Teeth.
Osteoporosis is a real problem.
It's not that I can't get through it.
It seems that you can't get through it.
It's a little. How did this go? I can't ask you any questions.
Yeah, stop.
So you pack this up. We've got the carrots, the celery, the chicken. This is the buffalo chicken, and then the little buns. Take all three components to wherever you're headed. I like to put them on separate plates so that people can kind of build their own situation.